Welcome everyone, my name is Carlos Caneja. I am Applied Innovations CTO, and on this video tutorial I'll be showing you how to install WordPress. WordPress is a very popular blog platform. It packs a nice set of features from the sense of theming, meaning that it's fully customizable, and there are tons of themes out there that you can download and easily implement. It also is a great SEO tool for your website, and most important, it's very easy to manage. So before I get started, I'd like to go over some of the requirements. And WordPress runs on PHP and requires MySQL for the backend. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my account. And I'd like to make sure that I have those requirements readily available. So for this particular demo, I'll be using Acme-Hosting, which is one of our generic domain names. Oops. Okay, and if I come over to my database manager and select Add New, I can see that I have a MySQL database available for me to use. We'll just go back to the domain menu and we'll select Website Settings. And Website Settings tells me that my PHP version is version 5, and I can also downgrade to version 4, but in this case we'll use version 5. Now, WordPress requires at least PHP version 4 as well as MySQL version 4, so we should be good. So I'll head back over to the domain menu and I'll go ahead and click on the application packs option. WordPress is my last option here, so we'll go ahead and select that. And the first thing that I'm asked for is my installation folder. So this refers to where is your blog going to run. And if you already have an existing website, it's recommended that you run it either on a subdomain or that you run it on a subfolder. So in my case, I'm going to run it on the root, meaning that when I go to www.acme-hosting.net, the blog will show up. Now, if I already had existing content on acme-hosting.net and I did not want to overwrite that existing content, I would go ahead and place it on a subfolder, such as blog. So if that was the case, I would just type in blog. And this would again install it on domain name /blog. In this case, acme-hosting.net/blog. But for now, I'm choosing to do the root. My next option is to select a database. I don't have any databases already created, therefore my only option is to select a new database. If you already have a MySQL database, which runs another type of application, you're more than welcome to install WordPress on your existing database, although it is recommended you install these applications dependent from each other. My database type will be MySQL 5. That's my only option. Now, one thing to keep in mind is all our plans have MS SQL as a default database type, and WordPress requires MySQL. Even though both of these engines can execute SQL code, they're different technologies. And again, you will require MySQL to run this. Now, if none of your plans support MySQL, you can always contact support and have support modify that resource on you, meaning that if you have a freed MS SQL database, which is included in all of our plans, we will gladly convert that to a MySQL database. Okay, so my next option will be to select my database name. In this case, we'll name it acme-blog, new database username. So we'll go with the same. We'll go with acme-blog, and I'll give it a password and verify that password. And my next option is to just click install. Now, while this is installing, I should explain to you there are other ways to install WordPress. For example, you can go to WordPress's website, download the code, and you will be asked to upload the code via FTP and create a database manually via our control panel, and then run the installer. So our application pack kind of does some of that, runt work that you have to do, some of that running around that's not necessary. Okay, for my next step, when this is finished, as you can see here, I will be going to my domain name. But aside from my domain name, I will also have to go to WP-admin, as I have pre-selected here. So this is the last step that you do to install WordPress. And WordPress is now asking, hey, I noticed that you're trying to install me. So what is the blog title going to be? So for blog title, I'll use Acme blog. And my email will be info@acme-hosting.net. And you can see there's a tick mark here, which is checked by default, which says allow my blog to appear in search engines like Google and Technorati. So if this is going to be a personal blog or family and friends type blog, I recommend that you untick this option. However, if this blog is going to be used for SEO purposes or you're going to be doing marketing with this blog, then I suggest that you leave this ticked. So next step, I'll go ahead and select install. Okay, and as you can see, we have success, meaning my WordPress blog has been installed. I have been assigned a default username and a random password. So I'll go ahead and paste this right now. And what I can do is I can now go to my website, and I can see that my blog is installed. Now this is the very generic version of WordPress. As I mentioned earlier, there are many ways to modify WordPress so that you can either make it look like your existing page or just give it a unique look. In order to do that, you'll need to go to your domain name or wherever folder this is installed under and put or call the WP-admin folder. Well, it seems like that's caching, so we'll just do a refresh. And here we go. So my username will be admin, and my password will be the password I copied onto my clipboard previously. So I'll just go ahead and paste that, and I'll take remember me. That is kind of a complicated password. And I'll set login, and from here I can modify my WordPress application. So that concludes this video tutorial. For any questions regarding WordPress, please visit our knowledge base, support.applied.net, or you can email us, support@applied.net. Thank you.